Well, hello there! Happy Halloween! I'm named Thai, or named Thay, pick your poison, and I decided to make Halloween costumes slash characters to celebrate the spooky month. Except they're also inspired by different aesthetics, and the challenge here is to balance both the aesthetic and the Halloween parts of the design. So let's get started! Okay, I'll be brief with this one. Stick around because the next drawings will have the speed paint recorded. When I think of grunge, the first thing that comes to my mind is the music related to the aesthetic. So it was obvious I had to do a mad scientist. This whole character is a My Chemical Romance pun. I'll see myself out. Lab coats aren't really a piece you can stylize too much without turning it into a normal coat, so I put on some belts and headphones that are connected to nothing because the guy is just like that, to make sure the aesthetic is there without changing that part. Underneath the coat we have the usual grunge fashion, at least according to Pinterest, the obligatory all-stars. I gave him messy hair, big eye bags, please go to sleep, and eyes that if you look closely are slowly going insane. I see grunge as a chill and cool kid kind of aesthetic, so I didn't want to make a straight up mad scientist, but instead a scientist that's getting a bit too silly for his own good. Also, once I finished, I added a bit of ketchup to make sure that it is spooky enough but not so overboard. And here's my grunge mad scientist. Let's go to the actual speed paints now. The next aesthetic is cottagecore, and since this is highly related to plants, I thought the best idea for it was to go with a pumpkin-headed character. Pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns are basically the symbol of Halloween itself instead of a specific horror genre, so I decided to make a pumpkin kid with a pumpkin basket for trick-or-treating. For the cottagecore element, I gave her an overall, flower crowns, brown shoes, boots, I don't know for sure, but they look very country and cottagecore to me. And instead of candy, the basket is filled with freshly picked flowers. She looks like one of the characters from those RPG horror games like Crow's Care and Pumpkin Panic, and I'm all in for that. I love that for her. Also, in the way I positioned these two in the canvas, looks like they're kind of looking at each other, and that gave me an idea for some lore. My idea is that the pumpkin kid was adopted, if that's even the right term, since they probably didn't turn into a family by normal ways like adoption, by grunge mad scientist guy in some way, and the fact that he's a father figure to her is the only thing keeping him from going completely mad. I also softened up her shadows, something I forgot to do with the scientist, but I think it makes a bit of sense from a character design point of view. He's more of a logical character, so sharp edges and defined shapes are good to convey that. The next and last one is indiecore, and I have no idea what I did here. I could have easily gotten away with choosing dreamcore or kidcore if I wanted to do a colorful character, but no! I saw this one image on Pinterest where I searched up indiecore, and I was determined to make a witch with a disc hat. This was the only design I planned beforehand on my sketchbook, but it was also the one that gave me the most trouble for some reason. All I had in mind for this witch is that I wanted to add candy, so I did, with lollipops on her hair buns and candies on her dress. I don't know if that was supposed to be the vibe, it probably is, but in my opinion, indiecore is a very dreamy aesthetic, so I wanted her to have a dreamy expression as well. Also, I'm not used to coloring with saturated colors like that, I'm more of a muted colors person myself, so I got an image from Pinterest to color pick from. And even so, I was overwhelmed by the amount of colors. I wanted her to be really colorful, but I ended up with just the classic purple and orange along with 2 secondary colors. Honestly, 4 different colors in one character is more than enough for me. Also, the disc hat. The disc hat is now here. My complete failure in indiecore paid off. I love that hat. I really do. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And here are all the designs. I drew a little spooky background for them. Feel free to name those characters in the comments. While you're at it, please leave a like on this video and consider subscribing as well. Thanks for watching until here, and until we meet again.